Hey, what's up YouTube? Skybatcher here, and we are back with another averagely action-packed, fairly normal day 19 of our 22-player Clash of Nations beta tournament series. So, why is this one so average? Because it's just like the rest, really. Nothing much has changed. So, I mean, you could go back and you could watch, rewatch day 17, because it's pretty much the same content, just I'm going to repeat it today, just a week since the last video. So today we're going to cover day 18 and the very early start of what we plan to do on day 19, which is, right now. So if we just jump into the newspaper, and we'll start with just day 19. So we're on 175 victory points, so we're halfway to a solo victory. However, we're not going for a solo victory. So in terms of getting the coalition victory, we're just past halfway as well, which is really good to see. If we have a look at the most advanced nations, we can see that we are in 4th place, which is good to see. We're up there. Now, the reason I imagine we're falling behind is because over the past couple of days we've spent a lot on secret technologies, and we just started researching battleship and aircraft carrier, so I could have picked up a few more researchers if I had have gone for infantry and armor or air upgrades. So that's why we're so low there. If we go back onto day 18, there's no point going over these again because they're pretty much the same. We can see that we have the largest economy by far on 121,000 tons. So, if we come down here and we have a look, we can see that Egypt is actually doing fairly well for its size. Now that is really surprising, but when you think about it, it makes sense. We control this large area of territory, our capital's up here somewhere, and we have this area of low morale down here where our provinces don't produce as much. Egypt controls significantly less, but still he's doing really well proportionally, but his capital's right here in the center in Alexandria, I believe, and he can easily withstand and hold the morale in this area here. So our morale will lift, and so our production, but that's just a good place to start. So when we left off yesterday on day 17, our troops were parked along the board, and I was waiting for reinforcements to come down. Now, they haven't quite gone here yet, but I'm going to put my railroad guns into use and start bombing out the now inactive Turkish troops. So if we can take out Turkey, that's one less player we will be at war with, and that will lift our morale a little bit higher. Now, we've also got Yugoslavia to deal with and take out, and he's nearly done. If we have a look at the territory he controls, he now just controls these territories down here. I'm waiting for Ukraine to move in and take the city here. I've told him that he can have it, it's his for the taking, although now that I look at it, bugger. There's a level 3 port right there. Could use that. Anyway, that's not an issue. We can make one. We have plenty of resources. We can make a level 3 port. So we're just using artillery at the moment to clean out the remainder of Yugoslavia's troops. And once they're done, these troops here, I'll send them back over to here to assist and help us push forwards. Is he really still direct attacking, even though I'm patrolling my units in a massive group like this? He's not going to do any damage with one interceptor. He should regroup, because I assume he has more. Well, I'll give it to him. He does have a higher level interceptor than I do, but he's completely outgunned. Anyway, we'll get other interceptors up in the air as well. I don't know why he's still trying. Anyway, so that's what's happening at the moment. Bring troops across from Yugoslavia to reinforce this line and help us push out. Now this territory here, I'm pretty much giving, well, I'm not giving it to Sweden. It's Sweden's for the taking. And a little bit of it has rebelled and joined Ukraine. Ukraine did have some troops across here at some point. So I'm basically letting Sweden take all this fairly, because oh, I guess I am contributing, so I do deserve a share, but no, I'm letting Sweden take it all because it just makes sense for them to control this region here, and then I can focus on Egypt. So, that makes sense at the moment. So, we're just beating back Algeria at the moment, but it's slow because at the same time we have Spain up here that's still at peace with us, technically. Well, he has put trade embargoes on us, and that's always a nasty thing to do. So he's on our kill list. We'll kill him sooner or later. We're just waiting for him to attack. Now the thing with Spain is he's built militia, and as many of you guys will know, my thoughts on militia are not positive ones. So you can tell how I feel about Spain at the moment. I'll leave you guys to think about that one. How do you guys think I feel about Spain? Let me know in the comments. So with that there, there's not an issue. He's using militias. We'll just drop that one. Drop that one before I hurt someone's feelings. So if we come over to here, we can see that Egypt has changed its relationship status to peace. Now, I'm not an AI, so I'm not going to fall for that simple trick and simply change my relation back as well. So he attacked me, and you know, I did send him a lovely message saying I'd be happy to negotiate and talk, but really, I don't want to. If he sends me a message asking to negotiate, considering I've given him the option, I'll feel guilty and as if I have to oblige. So at this point, I'm not going to reply. I'm going to pretend I haven't seen these changes of status, and I'm going to keep marching south, because if I give him a chance to ask, I'll feel guilty for not giving him a chance to negotiate. And I mean, I'm too nice sometimes. I need to be a little meaner when I play this game, I think. So, you know, that's the plan there. Egypt wants peace, but we're not an AI, we're not going to automatically change back, we're going to pretend we haven't seen that. So, I mean, like I said, gave him the opportunity to change his relationship status and not fight me. You know, I mean, I said I'm happy to talk, so if you want anything, feel free to ask, and I'm sure we can negotiate. And that was before he attacked me and killed about 10 units of mine. Saying that, he did lose quite a few himself, so he did get the shit out of that bargain. But in any sort of negotiations we have or do, if he initiates them, I will be getting my troops back. And I will be taking the majority of his core, and leaving him in a pretty diminished state. So, especially all this non-core stuff. I'll take that iron province off him as well. Leave him with just one. Yeah, that's a nice thing to do right there. So, something about the Egyptian economy in the 22-player Clash of Nations is it only has one iron province. It has plenty of food, it has some good oil, especially in surrounding provinces, but in terms of metal, it only has the one province, so it's in a really horrible position and often struggles. It's a very hard place to play, considering the amount of iron production and metal production it has. So, you know, we can always use that and leverage that however we want. Now, when did I turn my realm map off? Anyway, that's better. As we can see here, Spain is attacking Morocco, and Morocco did really well and managed to put some good pressure on Algeria. Algeria, I mean, hasn't given in yet, which I'm surprised by. I'm surprised he hasn't given up, but he's still pushing hard, which is good to see. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes over the next couple of days. So there's not really much more to say. Where we left off on day 17, we started researching battleship and aircraft carrier, so we covered that. And then, in terms of what we're building, we're still working on some ports. We're building some infrastructure upgrades to increase our production, especially of food. We have got a lot of barracks open at the moment, but we still need to lift that food production higher, as we can see. You know, although we didn't get hit by any spies or day change today, 5,000 food's not enough to keep a player going. So we need to lift that. And I'll soon help by closing up the barracks. And I might even buy some more food when I can afford it. Can I sell any rear maybe? Any metal? I'll take that. I'll take that little bit of money right there. So that's the plan right there. In terms of what we're training, we are still working on those cruisers. Commandos, how many of those have I got lined up? Enough to keep production going. Let's just add some more to the build queue. So, you know, the thing with commandos is you can only build them from your capital. So I have made sure I have queued them right up. There's no production stopping anytime soon of commandos, because they are very, very powerful units if used correctly. We're also producing submarines in the Black Sea, and a lot of infantry and some other stuff as well, just to reinforce losses and replace losses. So the group of submarines we're building at the moment is building down here. I want to try to get up to about 10, and then I can start hunting enemy ships in the region and push Yugoslavia out. I mean, Yugoslavia doesn't have much left, but his navy in the region is still stronger than mine, so I need to make sure that I have the numbers this time to successfully engage. Last time, although I did some serious damage with 3 subs, I probably should have waited a little bit longer. So I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.